Martin, good morning. Well, that ceasefire between Israel and Iran is technically still in place, but just barely. President Trump acknowledging both countries had violated the terms of the deal and also made it clear using expletives, saying he's not happy with either side. You heard the president was furious that Israel continued launching strikes on Iranian targets just hours before the ceasefire was due to begin, and Israeli officials were apparently caught off guard by Trump's comments, with sources saying even the language used by the president left them stunned and embarrassed. Still, though, the president insists this ceasefire agreement stands. On the other side of this story, though, and at the center of tension this morning, is a dispute over the success of those U.S. strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities at the weekend. Both Trump and Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu claiming Iran's nuclear capabilities were obliterated. But a new assessment from the Defense Intelligence Agency tells a different story today. According to NBC News sources, the strikes only set back Iran's nuclear program by 3 to 6 months, according to an official who spoke to NBC News. And that official said, "We expected more damage, but key infrastructure appears to have survived." Now, of course, the White House is pushing back aggressively on this. We heard from Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary. She called this leaked assessment flat out wrong and said it was an effort to undermine the president and the U.S. military, Martin.
Yeah, Dan, as you all know, right, it goes beyond that, right? Not just that DIA assessment that maybe those 3 nuclear sites were not totally destroyed. There's also a satellite imagery, which you've probably already seen, right, showing that there were long queues of trucks right at Isfahan, at Fordo, in the days leading up to the U.S. strikes. And the suggestion there and the worry there is that a lot of the nuclear material that the U.S. and Iran had been hoping would have been destroyed, that could have been moved even before the strikes. And, the risk there is that means that Iran's nuclear weapons program has gone to ground.
Indeed. So the big question now is, where is that missing nuclear material? And are there other sites inside Iran, deep underground, that have not been struck yet? These are questions that we simply don't have the answers for at the moment. And also, Martin, for markets, the bigger concern right now as well is whether or not this ceasefire can actually hold. Of course, you've heard the back and forth between Iran and Israel. And of course, this now deeply politically entangled in the United States as well. Any renewed fighting also risks major supply shocks, especially with oil infrastructure and shipping routes still in range. And you really do get the sense that markets are still highly attuned to the headlines here. So traders, of course, watching these developments really, really closely as well.
Yeah, which is probably why, Dan, you can probably see it on your screen there, after plunging 6% overnight, oil in early Asian hours Wednesday, it is starting to pick back up. We've got Brent up about 1.5% as we speak. All right, excellent as always. Thank you. CNBC's Dan Murphy joining us live across in Dubai.